Jersey. It happened on Monroe Avenue in Victory Gardens, that's in Morris County. People in the home said the house shook when the tree came down this afternoon.
As I was getting out the shower, I heard a rustle, boom, crack, and the house shook a little bit. And the first thing on my mind was to make sure our dog was okay. And as I was heading outside, it didn't sound as bad, from inside, but when I got outside, you see a whole tree on top of your house.
Firefighters say the tree was already weak after lightning hit it last month.
Now to a disturbing story in Queens. A doctor accused of raping 3 women in his apartment and also abusing 3 patients at a hospital. He worked at New York Presbyterian Queens Hospital, and prosecutors say there are other victims they are now trying to find. Eyewitness News reporter Jim Dolan live this evening in Flushing. Jim?
Sandra, there is just no part of this story that isn't awful. Prosecutors say Dr. Z. Allen Chang used drugs he had access to because he was a doctor to knock out his victims, to render them unconscious. And then they say he videotaped himself raping those young women, some just teenagers. Dr. Z. Allen Chang is a doctor, and prosecutors say a serial rapist who drugged and sexually assaulted his patients and others over a period of years. And they know that because he recorded it himself.
He was indicted, as you know, on sexual abuse of 3 of the women and rape of 3 of the other women. And there's more than 6 other videos that we are still trying to ascertain who the victim is.
Some of the alleged assaults happened here at the hospital, but the videos show some at the doctor's home and elsewhere. And prosecutors say that while they've identified some of the victims, at least 6 of those victims on the hard drive prosecutors have not yet been identified. Because they were drugged, most didn't even know they'd been assaulted. Nicholas Liakis represents a 19-year-old victim.
Having to go to the district attorney's office and see a video of yourself unconscious getting assaulted after being drugged is, that's unimaginable to deal with.
The hospital released a statement today saying, as caregivers, we are responsible for the safety and well-being of our patients. It is a sacred trust. The crimes committed by this individual, the hospital said, are heinous, despicable, and a fundamental betrayal of our mission and our patients.
My impression is that he's a predator, and that a predator was given full access to New York Presbyterian Hospital, and he had his way with patients.
Again, several of the victims seen on the hard drive have not yet been identified. The district attorney's office is hoping some of them may come forward.
If they believe they were a victim of this doctor, if they believe that they have information regarding any of the identifications of perhaps some of the other videos, we do urge them to come forward, let us know. People deserve justice. They should have it.
Mr. Liakis, the lawyer you just met, has a 19-year-old client. She was sexually assaulted during the COVID epidemic. Her mother would normally have been here at the hospital by her side with her every step of the way, but she wasn't allowed to be in the hospital. And so that 19-year-old girl was alone and vulnerable while she was sick. Reporting live from Flushing, Jim Dolan, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Jim, thank you. Tonight we hear from the couple seen